Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wildflower Lacquer. In today's video, I am doing another one of my hauls. This time I do have some swatches for you guys. This time we are doing the haul from Polish Pickup for March 2024. As you may have heard me say in previous videos that I have posted over the last month or so, I'm still on a mission to catch up on my hauls. I still have a stack of packages over to my right, including at least 2 seasons from Orly, so I need to catch up on those as well as all of my other hauls. Slowly but surely, that's what I'm doing. So like I said, today we're doing polish pickup for March, and as you can see, I got quite a few polishes from that month. It had a lot of colors I was really excited for, and in fact, the Monarch I've already worn. So let's go ahead and dig in. The first polish is from Jen and Berries. This is light as a feather, and I don't remember what the theme was. Was it slumber parties? Yeah, I think it was slumber parties. This is one that I was kind of on the fence about, not because I didn't like it, but because I was a little concerned that it was similar to a lion with a thorn in its paw from Knees Lacquer. That is one of my favorite polishes and my favorite formulas from just about any brand. And this one is very similar in the concept. So it is a light blue that has those silver holographic flakes and a beautiful shifting shimmer that goes from red to green to gold. But I just wasn't sure if it was going to be different enough. It's really hard to tell in pictures often if it's going to be too similar, so I am going to show it compared to a lion with a thorn in its paw. Here they are side by side. On the left, of course, is the Knees Lacquer. On the right is the Jen and Berries. And as you can see in the bottle right away, you are seeing some differences. I feel like the shimmer is a bit stronger, maybe even a lot stronger in the Knees Lacquer. And then you're actually getting a lot more of the flakes in the Jen and Berries. And I think even tonally, the blue is slightly different. The blue in Knees Lacquer is a little bit richer, a little bit dustier, and there's a pinch more of a bright blue quality in light as a feather. And then here they are side by side. This is the Knees Lacquer. I think there you can see what I mean about that dustier and deeper shade of blue and that strong shimmer. That was 2 coats, and then the Jen and Berries is in 3 coats. Both of these are with a glossy top coat. Here also you can see how much more of those flakies are in the Jen and Berries. So they are different polishes. Again, they are similar, of course, but I do find that they are different enough. Now, do I need to keep both? That I don't know. Like I said, they are very similar. In fact, I should have the part 2 or version 2 of the Knees Lacquer somewhere in my collection. So I don't necessarily know that I needed to get this, but it is still a beautiful color. Like I said, I did need 3 coats to get full opacity on this one, but I love how many flakies are in this. So that was Jen and Berries light as a feather. So I would say for that one, I could potentially have talked myself out of it. Like I said, they aren't dupes necessarily, slightly different colors, but I might have been able to talk myself out of that one. Not necessarily a regret though. Next up we have a Polished for Days. This is what dreams are made of. This is another beautiful shade of blue. This time we are dealing with a tone-on-tone sort of a shimmer. You have a beautiful light blue base and then a shifting shimmer. In person, I'm actually seeing purple. So this does go from blue to purple, that beautiful blue that you're seeing there on screen. And this is another that has those gorgeous silver holographic flakes that I just adore. Here it is in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. And hopefully you can see that purple. In person, it is so much more purple. Like I said, that shifting shimmer is very confusing. In fact, when I went to go make sure I was putting the right nail on my finger, I thought I had the wrong one and I almost went back to this one because in person, it is purple, like straight on. It is a purple polish. So that shimmer is going to shift beautifully and dramatically depending on the light source. I love that kind of polish. Here you can see that beautiful wash of those silver holographic flakes and of course that gorgeous blue shimmer. So this one I would say I could do a few comparisons to, again, Knees Lacquer. I feel like Knees Lacquer has like the crone and there was something else in that same family of polishes, but I do really, really like this one. Again, not a regret, just I think I might have something to at least compare it to, not necessarily dupe it out for, but that is what dreams are made of by Polished for Days. Next up we have Dom Nail Polish. This is Till the Music Stops. This is another beautiful shimmer polish. This time we are dealing with a juicy purple base, absolutely loaded with this larger particled shifting shimmer. In fact, it's hard to even see the purple base, but see that purple that's catching the light as the bubble moves? That's that purple base, and then you have all of the different colors coming out to play in that beautiful shimmer. This one I also did in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. And there you can see that beautiful shade of purple in the base, and of course that gorgeous larger particled shimmer. I love this kind of polish. I think it's beautiful. And of course, as a purple fan, you know I gotta love this one. So I love all the different shifts that you're seeing, all of the different colors. I'm seeing different shades of green and aqua yellow and gold. Look at that electric like teal or turquoise coming through at the extreme angles. That is one that is definitely not a regret, although again with my purples, I do need to compare all of my purples here at some point, but that is a task for another time. In any case, that one was Dom Nail Polish Till the Music Stops. Next up, we have a very unusual polish from Sweet and Sour Lacquer. This is Pillow Forts and PJs. This is so unique and beautiful. This is another one where the shimmer particles so overtake the base color that you can't really see the color in the bottle very well. But again, see that bubble line where you're seeing this sort of a maroon-ish color? That's the base. And then you have all of those colors coming out in this shimmer from gold to orange to green and blue. This is another one where I feel like in different lighting situations, you are going to get all the different shifts. And here's how it looks in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. There you can actually see that base color, that maroon sort of a color, and then all of the beautiful shifts in that shimmer. I feel like on camera you're mostly catching the sunset tones of like an orange and a slight gold, like a deep gold there on the left side there. But in person I'm catching the green. So like I said, this is another one where I feel like depending on the light source, you are going to catch all the different colors of the rainbow in this one. And again, I love that base color. So this one is definitely not a regret. I feel like this is going to be pretty unique to my collection. So that is Sweet and Sour Lacquer, Pillow Forts, and PJs. Next up we have Cuticula. This one is called Dream a Little Dream. And this is another absolute stunner of a polish. Again, I feel like in the bottle you really aren't seeing the base color at all. This is another purple. This one leans a bit more pink than that Dom Nail Polish. By comparison, that one has more of a cool toned purple. This is very much like a berry shade of purple. And it's full of that gorgeous shifting shimmer and then like micro flakes. Absolutely gorgeous on this one. I don't even know if you can see the bubble right there. Did you see it sort of catch the light? It's sort of in there. This bottle might be slightly fuller than those other ones where I was able to get the bubble to show, but let's go ahead and see it on the nail. This one I only needed 2 coats, and it does have a glossy top coat, but there is that beautiful warm toned purple. Again, compared to the Dom nail polish over here, that one is very cool toned by comparison. But again, I love the shifts on this. It is so, so beautiful. Very juicy and vibrant while still being a kind of deep shade there. This one is definitely not a regret either. I absolutely love it. That is Cuticula's Dream a Little Dream. Next up is one of the ones that I actually already wore. This is from Monarch Lacquer, and this is Truth or Dare. This is one of the polishes that I was most excited to get about that month. In fact, I'm pretty sure this came back for Polish Pickup Rewind in July this month, as I'm filming anyways. And I actually think I did pretty good on Rewind because I had so many of the colors that were already out, and I have sort of talked myself out of getting backup bottles because, spoiler, I don't need them. So I did really well, and it just reminded me that I do already own this polish, and I was excited to wear this one. And I did wear it on one hand and I wore another polish on the other. This was very fun, and I want to say that this was even like the first summery color that I put on, and we're already like at the end of July. So yeah, just really didn't get into summer colors so far. This was the first one, like I said, that I put on my fingers, but it was amazing. So I will say the blue shift that you're seeing, that blue glow, in most lights, really, I didn't see it, but what I loved about it is that beautiful, bright, fun pop of pink with the layers of the black glitter. So here it is in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and I do believe that is how I wore it. You can kind of see the blue glow. it almost creates more of like this purple wash. And I mean, you do see it in certain lights. It is there and it does create a certain look on the nail. It just isn't quite like a boom in your face glow like you're catching there in the bottle. But as I mentioned, I did really enjoy wearing this, and it was my first summer color of this year that I wore. So definitely not a regret either. That was Monarch Lacquer's Truth or Dare. Next up, we have Wildflower Lacquer. This is Paws Over People. This is one that I was also very excited to see because, I mean, just look at all the different particles in here. You have flakes and larger particle shimmer. I want to say there's silver holographic flakes in here as well. You can see purples and pinks, silvers, orange, gold, green. It's beautiful and shimmery and sparkly. I love this kind of polish. I can never seem to get enough because I know at this point that I probably have a gazillion different variations of this type of polish, but again, sort of a sucker for all of the glitz and sparkle and shimmer. And Wildflower is one of those brands that if I think I might like a polish, I do get it because chances are I'm gonna like it. This one I did in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This one was formulated really well. I don't think I see very many people needing a 3rd coat on this one. The opacity level is excellent. And I mean, look how dazzling that is. It's this beautiful purple leaning pink or pink leaning purple. You have the gold flashes and the silver holographicness. It is absolutely dazzling. I think it's a little bit too thick to wear as like a topper because it is so jam-packed full of all of the particles, but you could potentially like dab it on if you wanted to mess around with this over another color, or if you wanted it to be slightly a deeper shade of purple, you could put it over a darker purple. But I mean, look at all the sparkle. It's so pretty. So another not regret of this haul, this is Wildflower Lacquer's Paws Over People. And then the last polish that I got comes from Ethereal. This is Friday Night. This is another one that I feel like I was a little bit on the fence about simply because I think it was last year I went on somewhat of a binge of buying pink polish with a blue flash to it. And this is in that range. It is a pink with a blue flash to it that you can see sort of freaking my camera out there. And I just wasn't sure if this was going to be one that I needed in my collection because I had those other ones. I think it was like Polished for Days, Barbie on the Boardwalk, or something along those lines. And there was a number of other ones, and I did do a comparison. I have that as a short on my channel. But ultimately what I decided is this is a different kind of pink. It's more like a softer muted shade, like almost leaning mauve while still being in the bright family, if that makes any sense. Whereas a lot of the other colors, especially Barbie on the Boardwalk, was a much vibrant, more punchy shade of pink, almost verging on this without being quite so dark as the one from Monarch. So I did decide to grab this one. And here is that one in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And hopefully you can see that sort of a mauve-ness. You could also call it sort of like a bubblegum pink, a muted bubblegum pink, which I still think is very different from those other shades. So this is another not regret either, spoiler, because it is so, so pretty. I will say too that again, that blue shift is not quite as punchy of a glow as it was in some of the other ones. So again, different formulation means a different polish. But beautiful shade there. I'll have to see where I want to wear this, like what time of year, although I have been sort of getting away from that over the last few months. I don't know if I'll go back to seasonal polish wearing in fall or what the case is, but yeah, I'll have to just see where I end up wearing that. But it is a softer, more muted shade of pink, but this is not a regret either. So that is Ethereal's Friday Night. And there we have it. That was the haul from Polish Pickup for the month of March. Let me know which ones were your favorites down below. I gotta say for this one, it is actually pretty hard to pick a favorite, but I got to at least point out the Monarch. That one was spectacular. I really enjoyed wearing it. And I gotta say the other, am I doing a top 3? Let's do a top 3. So Monarch, probably the Sweet and Sour. That one is just really, really unique. And then the Cuticula. I think those would be my top 3 if I had to narrow it down. But like I said, when I did the haul, none of these exactly fell into the regret category. The closest one is the Gin and Berries, just because I do already have the Lion with a Thorn in Its Paw original formulation from Bee's Knees Lacquer. And again, they are not dupes, but since I do already have that Bee's Knees, I do think that they are similar enough that if you have one, you probably don't need the other. But as I mentioned when I was doing my wish list for that month, I really was worried about not getting it and then regretting it, having it be different enough that I would want both. But we'll see if I end up destashing that one later. But at this point, I'm not calling it a regret. We're going to go with it's not a regret. But hopefully you guys had a good time hanging out with me and looking at beautiful polish. If you're new, do think about hitting that little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Like I've been mentioning over the last few videos that I've posted, I don't really have a set schedule again at this point. So I do definitely suggest hitting that little bell notification down below. That way when I do post a video, YouTube will let you know that I've got a new video for you guys. In any case, hopefully you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you in that next one.